Transforming your life through hypnotherapy has never been easier. With the help of your host, Julie from coachinghypnosis.net, and these power-packed minisodes, you're sure to find yourself engaging in more positive behaviors around both your physical and mental health. Here's your host, Julie.
G'day, it's Julie from coachinghypnosis.net, and you deserve to know the one massive accelerated study hypnosis trick for 2022, because people have had enough of being a whiz kid and unable to remember everything all at the same time. And I'm not a therapist or psychotherapist, but this is my 9th year as a clinical hypnotherapist in strategic psychotherapy. I currently help my clients online. They change their life without changing out of their pajamas. And I can only imagine someone like you with your high attention to detail and thirst for knowledge already knows you can study people who are academically gifted and match and mirror the structure of that gift. You can learn it and teach it to others. This results in generative change in which you learn how to generate and create new talents and behaviors for yourself and others. But before you turn yourself into the oracle of wisdom, first check with your doctor that you have all of your nutritional needs met and your diet's at least passable, and make sure you're always hydrated, because what you might not know is Mem is Hebrew for water and Ori is Hebrew for light. Memory means water and light. And because you and I both know your body is about 60% water, your brain's about 73% water, you don't want a swamp brain, a brain that's made of quicksand, or anything that resembles a bogged tire on a wet winter's day when the rain's just constantly drizzling. Because a wise man once said, just as the water reflects the stars and the moon, the body reflects the mind and the soul. And I don't know if you have one of those voices when you study that says, I want to go out and play, or if you're just buzzy and tired when you try and sit down to do it, or you're great with studying, but you lose it in the exam room. But what I do know is it's complicated and can be different for everyone. And it reminds me of the piano experiment in 1995. The Journal of Neuropsychology published an article titled Modulation of Muscle Responses Evoked by Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation During the Acquisition of New Fine Motor Skills. And maybe you already are familiar with this study. 4 groups of people participated in a 5-day study that involved practicing the piano to try and measure the changes that would happen in the brain. The first group memorized specific one-handed 5-finger piano sequence, and they practiced for 2 hours every day. The second group were asked to play the piano without any instruction or knowledge or any specific sequence. They played randomly for 2 hours every day. And the third group of people never touched the piano. They were given the opportunity to observe what was taught to the first group until they knew it by memory in their minds. Then they mentally rehearsed the exercises by imagining themselves in the experience for the same length of time each day as the participants in the first group. And the fourth group was a control group. They did nothing at all. They never learned or practiced anything in this particular experiment. They never even showed up. At the end of the 5-day study, the experimenters used a technique known as transcranial magnetic stimulation, along with a few other sophisticated gadgets in order to measure any changes that took place in the brain. To their surprise, the groups that only rehearsed mentally showed the same changes involving the expansion and development of neural networks in the same specific area of the brain as the participants who practiced the sequence on the piano. This concept in neuroscience is called Hebbian learning. So before I give you one massive accelerated study hypnosis trick for 2022, Hebbian learning, you kind of need to know what the voice inside your head is saying. Because if the voice inside your head is saying, I want to go out and play when you study, and that voice when you go out and play also says, I want to go home and study, then that's a done deal. That's a time of your life trade. You can have the time of your life studying, and once you spend 2 hours playing, or once you spend 2 hours studying, You can have the time of your life playing, but if it's not that straightforward, you need to know a little more. For example, if you can't study because you're concerned about paying bills, or you need to eat a decent meal, or you haven't called your friends in ages, or you feel physically sick if you don't pass an exam, you can't have the time of your life. And I suggest you seek out a therapist or an NLP practitioner or a hypnotist that understands techniques like parts integration and get someone to fast track your success, because what you need is a fast, calm way to study. You need to learn in the shortest amount of time possible. You also need to feel fabulous without panic, irritation, or just finding stuff annoying. So here is the one massive accelerated study hypnosis trick for 2022. Close your eyes and think of an object in your mind right now. This is most important, an object in your mind. Be sure you're choosing something which holds your entire attention. And while you're pleasantly occupied with the object you've chosen, complete concentration, I'm going to continue to talk to you very quietly. Remember, the secret of study is the acquired ability to focus all your mental awareness on one job and hold it there until the job's done, plus the ability to retain and recall. Put to use what you've learnt whenever you need it. The total process of effective study is a foundation of all progress in education. The secret of study is the focal point of total process of study. And now, to be sure that you do not forget the other elements of good study habits, I'll remind you of them in a moment. While you're getting deeply relaxed, each breath you take, you can remind yourself, concentrating on the object now. 1, you know what concentration is. 2, you're training yourself in self-concentration. 3, you know how to eliminate distraction whenever needed. 4, by focusing on your object, you are preparing for the job of concentration. 5, you've just removed all serious and avoidable distractions from your outer environment as you concentrate on the object. 6, you've just removed all serious and avoidable distractions from your internal environment because you are perfect. 7, you've just commanded your body and mind to focus on the job at hand. 8, and you can make full use of motivation now by thinking of every possible motive for doing this work, and you can repeat it as often as you like because your mind's on your goal. 9, you've just fostered good physical conditions for study. 10, you have tolerated good attitudes and habits that will help you study better. 11, you can use this effective method for reading. 12, you can improve your ability to remember. 13, you can develop effective academic techniques. 14, you can learn to relax using examinations because you just have. 15, you can learn to use the additional help to concentrate. And now for a little change, you will pretend that you feel yourself going down on a soft bed, a chair, an elevator, or an escalator, floating down. Pause for a moment and get yourself ready to float down. Ready, getting ready. Now pretend you're starting at level A and you feel very much relaxed as you go down to level B, deeper and deeper into relaxation. Now you're at level B. You can feel much more relaxed than you did at level A. And you can begin to feel very much more relaxed as you are going down to level C, and even more calm at level D. And at level D, you're ready for the secret of study. With your eyes closed, slowly inhaling and exhaling, mentally you quietly say to yourself, I'm getting deeper, relaxed, so I can concentrate on the job at hand. I have complete understanding of the test questions I am reading and the study material I'm reciting because I'm concentrating the material I'm working on at will. without effort, make a deep, lasting impression on my subconscious, and I can easily retain everything I have read or studied. As soon as I feel the condition of good concentration, I'll slowly open my eyes, and this is most important. I will open my eyes very slowly. I will slowly open my eyes right now to look at the book in front of me, and I'll start reading and holding the book in my normal way. My point of concentration has now shifted to my book or to the test questions. And while I'm concentrating on the job at hand, I can continue to be influenced by the quiet words in the background. I am deeply relaxed and concentrated on my work, and I can become more and more absorbed and deeply engrossed in it. I can reject and shut the door on all distractions. I'll have complete understanding of the test questions I'm reading and the study material I am studying because I am concentrated. The material I'm working on will, without effort, make deep, lasting impressions, and I'm certain that I can easily retain everything that I've read or studied privately and everything I've read or heard in class now. And this is all knowledge will flow freely into my subconscious, flow freely into my consciousness whenever I need it. Now I can give a good account of myself in all my tests, examinations, and interviews. And finally, I know this method will help me just as it's helped thousands of others. And I know that I can continue the concentrated condition as long as I wish and whenever I wish to come back to the unconcentrated condition of daily living. And you can take a deep breath and tell yourself mentally you can be wide awake and fully aware of everything around you now. So what if you thought about accelerated study hypnosis differently? And what if you didn't? The choice is yours.